Hello everyone and welcome back to Heresy in 40k, and it's here. I'm telling you, it's finally here. The Cyclone Alfred couldn't stop it. The delays with the changing of Games Workshop's warehouse here in Australia couldn't stop it. Because it's finally here, ladies and gentlemen and everyone. The Emperor's Children Champions of Slaanesh box set has arrived in my possession. Oh boy, am I excited for this. When they first revealed all of these minis, I'm like, yep, I know this is going to be bad for me financially, but I need them. Am I going to start an Emperor's Children army? Probably not. They're not my favorite Chaos faction. Oh, yeah, Chaos faction. The Thousand Sons of my boys. My ever-loving magical dustbin boys. They're my Chaos faction, but not gonna lie when I say that everything we've gotten for the Emperor's Children release for 2025 looks absolutely amazing. So I'm like, yep, I definitely have to get the box set. Fun story, because I usually get my stuff from Gap Games because it's a little bit cheaper. But when they announced the pre-orders for this, they're like, we're not doing an express of interest because we know we're going to have a limited supply. So good luck. So I'm like, okay, refreshing the site, like on the day of the pre-order, refreshing. Because if you see my Krieg, the Deathcore Krieg box set video I did, it's about almost $90 cheaper than if I got it off the Warhammer site, the official site. So I'm like, okay, I'll save a little bit of money. Like, refresh. I refresh it, and then it's like, sold out. I'm like, it literally just launched. How is it sold out? Fine then, I'll just buy it from the Warhammer site. Like, regardless, I don't care if I'm spending almost $400 on this. I want this. Bought it, and then I go back to check on Gap Games website. It wasn't sold out. I think it just launched on the site, but it was just listed as sold out before. If I just refreshed maybe a little bit later on, like a few seconds later, it would come up as available. So I'm like, oh boy, I could have gotten it cheaper, but I got it regardless. And here it is, 33 Citadel miniatures in this box set. So it comes with the Lord Exultant, 10 Tormentors, and 10 Infractors. You can build them as 10 Tormentors or 10 Infractors. You can build them as 20 Tormentors or 20 Infractors. Whatever you want. I believe they're typically in squads of 5 regardless. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to build it. I'm probably going to build them as 10 and 10. 10 Tormentors, 10 Infractors. So there's a bit of a variety between the two. And 12 Noise Marines. Including the codex, the data sheets, the assembly guide, and the transfer sheet, the decals and everything. So, points value, I looked it up, like, now that I got the codex. If I did the math correctly, and I hope I did, I'm half Asian, I need to be half good at something. It comes up to about, I think, 700, so that's definitely, points value-wise, that's definitely better than the Deathcore of Krieg box set, which was like, I think, was it barely 500 if I remember correctly. So, and then we, the Combat Patrol, what turns out is going to be the Combat Patrol is in it, and I think I did the points there as well, and it's about 500-ish, so the standard like 500 point Combat Patrol, so solid. Good so far. I don't know how the points work, okay? I'm not that into... like I said, if you know me, I haven't really played Warhammer yet. I want to, so the technical side of it, I'm still a bit very rusty on, okay? But one's a bigger number, one's a smaller number, so I guess good. But no, so looking through the contents of here, we got our lovely data sheets, data cards here, if I can open it, with on the cover is the I believe the Lord Cacophonist, which is coming out in like the second half of the releases for the Emperor's Children. So I'm pretty much getting everything from this for the Emperor's Children, because it's more of they look cool and I want to paint them. So we got our data sheet cards here with the beautiful pinky kind of foil on the foil on the edges. So, your Fulgrim, you got your Lucius, Demon Prince of Slaanesh. I know, like, when the Codex was leaked, everyone was like, it's weird that you can't use Forge Fiends, but you can use Mauler Fiends? And I'm like, yeah, that is weird. I feel like you should be able to use both of them because it's the same kit. You build one or the other because you typically, of course, the Demon Prince is going to be there, and you can have it has either option. You can have the standard Demon Prince of Slaanesh, or you could have the Demon Prince of Slaanesh with wings because it's two different kits because it's technically 40k kit and the AOS kit. But yeah, I do think it's weird that you can't use the Forge Fiend for Emperor's Children, but you can use the Mauler Fiend instead. So, I don't know. That's bizarre. And the Codex with this cover. Of course, when you think Emperor's Children, you think of this image. This is the Emperor's Children image, okay? So, of course, they're going to use it as like this special edition for the Codex. No, having looked through it already, like, artwork and everything looks absolutely amazing. You got Fulgrim on the cover there in his purple-looking armor, which is not, I think I mentioned in my mail time video, that's not how he's painted, like, officially. This is how I will paint Fulgrim, like, as that. I will paint him kind of entirely like that. Maybe a few key differences, but I'm going to paint him essentially in his Heresy colors. So, absolutely amazing art pieces here in this Codex, and in the showcase, fantastic. I wish I could paint as well as the team over at Games Workshop. So, yes, so Combat Patrol. So the Combat Patrol is going to be a named Lord Exultant, or Lord Caphrael, which it seems like, well, going off the Combat Patrol, he's built with the Power Spear and the Power Fist. I feel like because the Lord Exultant has more other weapon varieties as well, you could just build it as whatever. 10 Infractors, which, I don't know, maybe the ability to make them as Tormentors could be in the kit. Then the Flawless Blades, you get 6 in total. And I'm not particularly a big fan of, like, the head options for the Flawless Blades. The cone heads are a bit, there's a couple there that, yeah, there's a few there that aren't cone heads, so I'm not going to build the cone head ones. I will just use the helmet or the other normal head looking options if possible. I do wish they showed that a bit more in the initial, like, reveal of the minis. They're just like, here's the Flawless Blades, and then it's a kind of a blink and you miss it part where it's like, oh, there's one with a helmet. Why didn't they show us, like, the other different, like, head options? Like, oh, okay. Your typical painting a Combat Patrol, giving you, like, the obvious, like, tutorial, like, here's how to paint the Emperor's Children in their 40k color scheme. So, and then all the other, like, datasheet info and all that. So, awesome Codex. It's going in the pile back over there, coming with the rest of the codexes. And of course we have our transfer sheets, our decals. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I feel like I'm not going to use a lot of these because on the actual sprues, we'll have a look on the sprues here, there are options for a shoulder plate that has the Emperor's Children, like, symbol on it, like, just built onto the shoulder plate itself. So if you don't want to, like, put the, at least the Emperor's Children, like, symbol on the shoulder plate, you can just paint the one that's already on there. But the sprues themselves, there is actually a lot that is still kind of left over. So I've built the Lord Exultant and I've painted him, so I'll show you that shortly. And I've built 6 of the Noise Marines. And I'm kind of surprised that there is quite a few pieces, like, just still remaining here. Mainly it's to do with weapons, so it seems like if you, for at least with one of them, or a couple of them, there is still options to, like, have essentially the full weapon and the arm with it. So I'm trying to find, so in here, like, they're like one of their weapons here, and then there's the arm option that holds it up, the opposite arm that holds it. And it's like, oh, cool, that's actually really good. I could use this for something else. I feel like, depending if I, going through a proper look through, you could maybe, it could be shy under it, but you could have these pieces to use for, if you wanted to, like if you're doing a Horus Heresy Emperor's Children army, you could just essentially kit bash a plastic version of the Cacophony, which were the precursors to the Noise Marines, because the current models are forged weld resin, I believe. So you could, with like a few extra like pieces left over, just make your own Cacophony from just the plastic kits. So that's pretty cool that there's still quite a lot of pieces here like remaining. So you can just kit bash galore, I guess, with these. So, yeah, like still sword options as well. The Scream pistols, I believe they were called, like this one here. So a lot of stuff just left over that's ripe for kit bashing potential. So yeah, really good. And assembly guide right here. As usual, I'm just sub-assembling everything, so I'm just looking at the steps, and then just like, if it has a step where I'm putting an arm somewhere and it's going to be covering parts of the body, I'm like, nope, no thank you, you are staying left unattached. But no, like I said earlier, I've already painted one of these minis, the Lord Exultant, so let me just go grab that to show off. Ooh. And here he is, my Emperor's Children Lord Exultant painted. Like, as soon as this came in the mail, I opened it up, had a look at everything, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go straight away into to sub-assembling the Lord Exultant. And then I spent one night base coating, and then 2 different nights just painting the rest of the mini. Because this was during work, so I was like, okay, I got a few hours, but I don't want to do it stay up all night painting these. So across 3 different nights, I painted the Lord Exultant. So I am very, very satisfied with how it turned out in the end. And I used the Eldari heads, like damaged helmets from the Battlefield Trophy kit. Like, just add some little bits and pieces to your base. So yeah, that's how it is. I've painted it in the kind of Heresy era, like purple, gold trim, and white shoulder plates. So I think if it's like high-ranking special units, it has like either like a whitish or a silverish kind of shoulder plate to make them stand out from the standard like tactical Marine squad that's like in all purple. But the only thing I didn't essentially base it like Heresy-wise is the hair, like the plumes. Because it's white, it's like whitey, like grey silver, and I'm like, I feel like I need it to stand out a little bit more, and kind of the crazy hair of 40k Emperor's Children looks pretty good. So I kept it as like the green. I'm going to experiment with some different colors for like the other units, but there's the Noise Marines, the Infractor / Tormentors. There are helmet options that have the plumes, have the hairs on them. One of my buddies who is a huge Slaanesh fan was like, you should do rainbow. You know, just do a rainbow one. I'm like, I don't know, do I want to put myself through that struggle trying to do rainbow on like a really small like plume of hair? Like I can try. I can't guarantee I might just scrap it and just make it one color in the end, but sure, you know, just do it on one of like the Noise Marines or something. And yeah, like for my Noise Marines, I'm gonna like essentially color-wise base them off the Cacophony from Heresy. So yeah, they're gonna have the primarily purple, white shoulder plates, but the trim is different. The trim is black on theirs instead of like gold on like your named characters, like your Praetors and all that. So yeah, that's 1 down. 32 more to go, and I haven't finished the Krieg set yet. Oh boy, I'm making life so much more difficult for myself, aren't I? And I got a holiday in like 2 months. So there's a lot that I need to paint. I just don't want it just staying on my shelf, either spray base coated and just sitting there waiting to be painted, or just not even like coated at all and just lying on my desk, just sub-assembled. But yeah, I'm satisfied with everything I got in this kit. Very excited to maybe just show off every now and again like how I'm going with the Emperor's Children stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Catch ya.